first cue for you is it's actually starting within you, and that passion is coming up within you to create this relationship. You're projecting that out with this fire element within your being, and it's going out in there to the universe, whether you're conscious about it or not. And it's going out there into this hyperspeed connection right now. That this spiritual connection, not even technology. It's not technology, it's a spiritual connection between all things. And it's getting a response back through people, through synchronicities, through circumstances, that's on hyperspeed. And that's happening this year very, very strongly. So the first thing that I recommend you do is not look for any relationship until you're clear on what you want. Because it's just like kind of going through a radio station or you're driving somewhere and you're just kind of surfing the stations. And, you don't really know what you want. You go on the internet and you go, well, the world's a big place, but I know I want to search for something. What do I want to search for? Well, okay, so now I'm going to put a thought out there that goes with your desire nature right now this year that's coming. Then that's going to go out and that's going to cue someone to come into your reality through the veil, where they just magically come through. And it's more complicated than that, but it seems magic. I mean, it seems magic the way it happens this year. So magic is just science that we don't understand yet. All stuff. So back to the clarity. Being clear of what you want. We're now at a time period when we're beyond being clear about what you don't want. Okay? So understanding what we don't want builds up to what we want. But this year is not about what I don't want. This is not what's happening. So if you're still stuck in a relationship from the past, where something has not worked out, or there's some, I'm beating myself up if I did something differently, or they did something differently, or if I was, or boy, I hope I don't attract somebody back in that still has this kind of dynamic going on, or this kind of thing, or that. You're still in a past pattern that then is creating, it's actually confusing the universe. It's creating a resonance from the past that is pulling in people generically from your soul group, and on hyperspeed, but there's a little something off on them still. Okay? So you're going to have a lot of opportunities with this year. But you don't, do you need to, so as you're pulling in people this year, and as you're pulling in, and I'm not kidding, the way this year works, it's tens of opportunities for relationship, hundreds of opportunities with most people for relationship. You won't even classify them as that. You'll just say, well, I met this interesting person. Well, just passed him, exchanged information, and it was something that was in a new place that I just stopped by, that sort of thing, or I was just thinking about that, and then should I follow back up and make contact with that person, and then a week goes by, and then you meet another person, and it's the same kind of conversation. So this is real. It's just making sure that you're operating from this positive side of the ledger right now, from cup half full, what you want to actually create, not what you don't want to create. So you don't have to put a name on the subject. They don't have to have a name. They don't have to have a height and weight and all that kind of thing. But they have to have a feeling, like a relationship again is a mirror. So what do you want your mirror to look like? What do you want your mirror to feel like? How do you want your mirror, when you look in the mirror of relationship, that person, and they look at you through their eyes and you look at them back, how do you want that to make you feel that right now? This is an instantaneous process right now in 2012. It's a feeling that then emanates out into the universe that then goes out in terms of that, pulling that person in. And if you have unresolved issues with being open with relationship, those will shunt this off this year. Those will trip that down, where the people won't come in, or they'll come in and there'll be some issue with them, with availability or whatever the case is. So make sure that the first level of this, with this opening up, own the relationship that you want the relationship to come in. Meaning, do you actually want the relationship? Make sure it's not something programmed into you from your family, from friends, from some expectation, but that you actually desire and you actually want the relationship. That answer, once it's yes, then gives you permission to move ahead. And then you're moving into the next thing, which is now I'm open for a relationship. It doesn't matter if I haven't been in a relationship for 10 years, or if I've just been free of an old relationship for a day. We're in new territory. We're not on campus. This is hyper-speed physics with response with what we're putting out there. So have something that reminds you around your house, something that reminds you of how you want to feel with relationship, with the feeling of relationship, the feeling of yourself in a relationship, the feeling of partner, the empowerment, the self-worth, the feeling of self, the feeling of being empowered from that. And allow the universe some wiggle room, some magic, some surprise. And what I mean by that is, this year is such a wild card that if you put, as you're putting the wishes out, try to open up the options for the universe to work its magic. So don't put when I said don't put height and weight restrictions and income restrictions and all that kind of hair restrictions, color, and all this kind of stuff. Keep it purer than that. Keep it more of a spirit process, of spirit to spirit with the person that you're connecting with, and allow the spirit to come back through in that person, the soul, to come back through and to connect with you, and then you can kind of get to know each other and figure out, all your differences. What's happening this year is you're pulling into you people who have a lot more resonance than they have before. Resonance meaning they're more of an exact mirror of where you